Hey guys, this is my voice. Yeah, that's right. And on this channel, I think I'm going to start doing tutorials. So today's tutorial is just about move triggers. And you may think that's something really simple, but believe it or not, a lot of people don't know how to use these. So I think this is going to be a good tutorial for those who are trying to learn the mechanics of the game. So let's just start off with a simple block that we want to move, alright? And we want to move it. So over here we have our triggers. We're just going to focus on the move one today. So we put move here, right? So what you want to do first step is the object, whatever you want to move, you want to edit the group. Set it to a group, and we'll set it just to group 1. And now we want to set the move trigger to move group 1. So first we should target group ID 1 because that's what the block is in. And then we want to move it. Alright, so I'm just going to explain X and Y, what those are. So X is left and right, horizontal movement, and Y is up and down, vertical movement. And to get diagonal movement, you put both of them together. I'll show you later. So first, let's say we want to move it one space to the right. And as explained here, one grid step is 10 points. So one space to the right would be 10 points. And guys, I'll explain what easing is later, but for now, let's just see how this moves. So when the icon passes this line, it's just going to move one space to the right, like this. Bang, just moves one space to the right, really simple. And if we want to move it up, you just change this from X to Y, which are the up-down movements. So if you do this, it'll move one space up, and if you want to move it diagonal, you have to do a combination of both X and Y. So you want to move diagonal once, right? We'll do 10 and 10, and it'll move to this space right here, diagonally like that. Alright, so that's really simple. Let's make it a bit more complicated. So we're going to build this platform. Alright, we're going to build a platform, and we're going to have it come out of the ground when we pass this trigger, and then we'll have to jump on it. So let's put this. And when you place blocks like that, it sets it automatically to group 1, which is nice. But sometimes what people do is they'll put the blocks down and they won't be in group 1, but they'll forget about it. So when you do that, those ones won't move because they're not set to group 1. So you have to really keep your groups in check to make sure that they're on group 1. So we said that we wanted to move this 2 spaces up. So we'll have it move just 2 up, so we don't need X because that's left and right. So we'll have it move 2, and that'll be 20. And now we're going to have a platform that comes out of the ground like that. Maybe that's a bit too close. So this is a component a lot of people like to use in their gameplay with a platform that comes out of the ground. I use it a lot. But honestly, this movement is pretty bland. It's just moving 2 spaces up. So this is what easing is for over here. Alright, all these options. And they kind of add a bit of animation in your movement. Like they make it slow and then fast. Kind of. So if you do it like that, you see it's a bit cooler, I guess you would say. Not as lame. And then you can change the elastic in out, and that one's really fast, like that, really abrupt. And then we have, oh yeah, and you guys can figure out like elastic in and out on your own, like experiment with this yourselves. Bouncing in and out, it's just bouncing in, bouncing out, and I like to use bounce out a lot. It's one of my favorite ones to use with platforms, where it just comes out of the ground like that. That's pretty cool, I think. And then we have sign in and sign out. Oh, first exponential in and exponential out, which is abrupt also, like that. And then we have sign in, sign out, which is kind of like ease in and ease out, but it's a bit different. I can't explain it. You guys will have to experiment on your own if you're new move triggers, but you'll get to know mechanics in time. And we have back in and out, and this one's interesting because what it'll do, I'll just like show you what it looks like. A free move. So we'll do like move a bit like this, down and then up and come out farther than 2 and then back. So what you want to be careful of is if you're going to have this come out of the ground as back in and out. You see it goes a bit over the ground because it's going farther than 2 spaces even though we have it set at 2. So you want to be careful if you're making gameplay to add an extra layer down here, so then you completely cover the entire area and don't leave gaps. So that's just some basic move mechanics. Now I'll just tell you about lock to X and lock to Y, which are these right here. Lock to X, lock to Y. Alright, so for lock to X and lock to Y, you usually don't need these. Alright, so lock to X, since it's left and right, it's pretty much locking your icon, locking the player X. So once you pass this, this will move the exact same speed you are. I'll move it closer. As long as the trigger is before the blocks, it's not going to hit you. Well, maybe if you like that, you're going to hit it, but you know what I mean. So if you go like that, it just moves the X. We'll have it move a bit longer. So over here, we have the times. This is set to 0.5 seconds. We'll just set it to 2 seconds to show it for longer. Like that. And also, if you use lock to X or lock to Y, the easing won't have any effect. So just to tell you that. So this won't matter when you're using lock to X, lock to Y. So lock to Y, it'll just move up and down with your icon. And I'll keep the lock to X also, just to show you. So right now it's locking to X, and it also locks to Y, so it moves with your icon. And so I'm just going to show you how to do 2 move groups as well. So we'll have this platform move out of the ground, out 2 spaces. So that'll be 20. And be careful, don't leave these in. And we'll just set it to 1 second. So you want to make a second group. We'll have this go 4 spaces out the ground so the icon can jump on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to set this, whoops. We want to set this to group 2. What you can also do is just click next free and it'll automatically go to a group that hasn't been used yet. So we'll do that. And we want to make a new move trigger. So you can either copy paste this or just build a new one entirely. And we set it to target group ID 2. And we'll just do these in and out. And we want to move 4 spaces out. So we put 40. And now we have those 2 go up. You see how just because of ease in and ease out and back in, back out, those 2 move differently? That's what it does. It looks pretty cool. But these 2 are moving at the same time. I want this to move up when I land on this block. So we'll move where the animation is triggered to over here. So now it only goes when I pass it over there, like this. So what you want to be careful of, guys, is sometimes I personally accidentally send an object to a different group that I don't want it in, and it kind of screws up things sometimes because this is now part of group 1 and group 2. So it's not only going to move 40 spaces up, it's now also going to move an additional 20 because of the move 1. See, like that. So that is why you really want to be careful with your groups and how you set them, so then you don't make mistakes like that and you just build smoothly without mistakes. So that brings an end to this tutorial. I hope it helps out, and I plan to do more of these later. Just leave in the comment sections what tutorials you guys want. It can be anything as simple and basic as triggers to more complicated effects. Maybe I'll do one on custom backgrounds. But I hope this was really helpful for you all who don't really know how to use move triggers that well. And hope you enjoyed.